Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we are talking about business idea that we believe may work here in the Dominican Republic. So let's get started. And the reason that we thought to make this video is because we have been living in here in Dominican Republic for about 3 years, and there are some businesses ideas or businesses that we saw in the United States that they are actually working that we don't see. They probably are here already, but they are not as popular as they are in the United States because or either we haven't heard about them or for you to find out about them, you have to do a lot of research and you have to find out for other people. So we thought if you create one of these businesses, you put the marketing behind it and the time, you probably can create a very good business. What do you think?
I agree. I think that there is a lot of opportunity for businesses here outside of the normal restaurants, barbershops, hair salons, and club type businesses. There are a lot of things that if you had the right idea, that it's a possibility. I'm not saying it will work, but what I'm saying is that these are ideas that you could take and you could do your own research to see if it's a good idea. I mean, because to be honest, when we had our restaurant, we thought it was a great idea at the time because we didn't see that here. But what I can see now is that back in 2015, it didn't seem like a wing place was a good idea. But right now in 2024, here in Santo Domingo, I think, they sell wings everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a great idea to have a wing spot here in Santo Domingo. So timing also plays a factor too. But there are a lot of ideas and things that we feel like that, if one can bring it, bring that to the country, you can be successful.
Yes. So we are gonna mention a few ideas that we have of businesses.
A few? You got a whole long list of stuff, man.
So we're gonna mention some ideas that we have, and some of them, like we say, they are already probably working already in the country, but we don't see them very popular, or probably they are not as good as they should. So let's start with the first one. So the first one that we're gonna start is a skilled labor jobs, things like painting, plumbing, electrical. Those are handyman jobs. Here we have a lot of people that have that type of skill. But the problem is that it's a lot of people also that you cannot rely on them when you need that service.
That's true.
Because we have an experience of a lot of things that we need to do here in the house, and sometimes even that I'm from here, I know people. I contact the people, and then sometimes they say, the usual, I'm coming, no, I'm coming. They don't answer your message. They say they're gonna come, they never show up, and that's the problem. So if you are somebody that have that kind of skill, you want to put your service out there as somebody, somebody independent, that would be great. And also if it's somebody that you want to create a company, that you can hire people that you can count on when you provide that service, that would be great.
Yeah, I agree. If you're a handyman, especially like electrician, plumbing, and painting, you can find work here in Dominican Republic. And not saying that you may want to, well, I wouldn't say that, because maybe you would want to come over here and do that as something full time. But even someone who just may want to come over here, they'll come over here retired and they just want to have something to do. I'm telling you, I always tell her a lot. I tell her a lot of times that I don't feel sorry for some of these people that don't have money or don't have jobs, because you could be literally wanting to give them some money and they won't even take it. You know what I'm saying? They won't even take it. So if you have that particular skill set, you could come over here and, like you say, you could either do it independently or you could create your company, and which will probably be hiring the same type of people that's not reliable. But
no, but there are some, I disagree a little bit on that, because most of the people that you can no account on, so that the people that are just offering that service as an independent. If they're independent, they don't care if they have a customer or not. But when you're working for somebody that you can get fired, they have to show up on time, because here people, when they have a job, if they work for a company, they have to show up when they work. And now, that they gonna be bullshitting, but they need to be on time.
Yeah, I agree. And one thing I can say is that when you're doing business with legitimate companies, they show up on time. Like when we come and have our apartment, sprayed, pesticide and fumigated and stuff like that. People come on time.
The AC people that we found, there is a company also, when they say they show up, they put a day and time and they show up on time.
The air conditioner company, the insurance company, Claro, places like for the internet. So, when you deal with the companies, typically those people show up. And they're very professional. They show up and they're professional. A lot of times when you hear people talking about the things we talking about, like they're dissatisfied, they're dealing with, shade tree people who just do it on the side, kind of like, us. We're very dissatisfied with, dealing with people that, are not tied to any type of job. It's just something they do on the side.
Mm-hmm. Those are the people, most of the time, they take you a day and a time. They don't show up, or they come by 3 hours later, and things like that. Another business idea that we thought about was a freelancer platform where you don't need those type of skilled labor services. You need other type of services. What do you think would be those services?
So yeah, I think you're referring to a what they call a subject matter expert, someone who is specialized in a skill, like maybe like IT, photography, so forth and so on. A platform like that comes to my mind is a platform like Fiverr or Upwork, but it could be more. It could be more narrow than that, because there's a lot of different things on Fiverr and Upwork, but just something that you can go say if you want to look for an electrician. Now you go to a place like Corodos to find it, and Corodos is just not that type of platform where it's like Craigslist. You know what I'm saying? If you were looking for a photographer or electrician now in the States, would you really go to Craigslist to try to find them? You probably would, but Craigslist is so convoluted with a whole bunch of other stuff. It seems like it'll be something that needs to be more centralized into subject matter expert type work. So, if you know how to build, websites, and I don't know what's involved in getting something like that done, but just something similar to a Fiverr, that may be a good business idea or opportunity here. And you get people to sign up, get electricians and or these subject matter experts to sign up, and maybe you don't charge them a fee, or you may charge them a fee to sign to have their profile on there, but you don't charge the person who are actually requesting the service. So, or you could do both. You just got to set it up. Figure out how you want it to set up, or how you want to set it up.
I don't know if it also that other expert, whatever you call it, subject matter. How did you say the word?
Subject matter expert.
Yeah, that. I don't know if people like, sometimes you're looking, me managing Airbnb, I usually hear people say, oh, if you know a chef that we want to use to cook for us while we're there or for this specific day, because such it's a birthday, we want to cook in that day. Sometimes they're looking for a driver, and those are also on a platform that you can ask. The people can sign up also to offer these kind of services.
And also, people have asked you for drivers too. So people who are looking for drivers, you can even build your own website just for drivers. You can take this stuff and kind of narrow it down, or you can make it wide range. It's totally up to you. But I know one thing when I'm that I think would be interesting is that when I'm doing videos and I'm editing, one thing that when I go to look for things in Dominican Republic, it's really hard for me to find images outside of like the beach and stuff like that. And also the people that they show in some of these their video clips are not a true representation of Dominican Republic. I'll just leave it at that. You guys understand what I'm saying? And I think that if you had a photographer that could go around making, getting stock photo of the country, or even just stock video, put that on sites like Shutterstock or Storyblocks, in sites like that, and just license out your your videos and your content. I think that's a great idea, because like I say, when I'm looking for things on Dominican Republic, it's really hard to find anything outside of beaches and mountain areas. And you may find some clips on Santo Domingo, but outside of that, nothing else. So I think that's a very good idea.
Yes, I agree. Because I remember we was putting either our website, and also when we're doing videos, we're looking for pictures, and we have to come and sit down together just to see the pictures. Say, yeah, that doesn't look like. And even though I think one time we put something in somebody said, but this is not a place, that's such a such place. And when we got the picture, it said that was from Dominican Republic. So sometimes they have images because probably the beaches look almost the same everywhere, and the mountain, if they say Dominican Republic, but it's not. So if you have somebody, or you can do it, put images that you can truly identify, like it's from Dominican Republic, that will be a good business idea.
I'm telling you, that's a good business. Somebody better do it before I do it. If I had the time, I'd do it.
Anyway, we are giving people ideas, so I'm sure that somebody will say, I like photography, or I want to travel to Dominican Republic. Let me make that a business idea. So the next one that we have is a content creation studio.
Now that's the one I want to do.
Yeah, he had mentioned before that he liked that one.
I love that idea of a content creation studio. Now, this is something I do know they have here, but I don't know how well developed it is. I mean, because we've been to one. You know, we've been to one where they had a news section, then they had like a podcast. And then they had more like a late show type, Stephen Colbert, where he's at the desk and the couch right there. But something more robust than that, you know, multiple rooms.
Multiple rooms, yeah, because the one that you like,
I want the kitchen.
The kitchen, yeah.
The kitchen, more like the one-on-one conversation with the, you know, the love seats and the table in the middle. You know, something like that. Just multiple rooms. I like the news setup too, with the big desk and everybody around the big desk talking news. But just a big content creation studio. Of course, that's going to take a lot of money to build, especially if you want to do it right, and you know, because you need cameras, you need furniture, you need electricians, wiring, people to set it up and run it and all that. But I think that's a good idea, because believe it or not, you'd be surprised as to how many Dominican podcasts it is. It's a lot of Dominican podcasts, but most of the time Dominicans just talk about news, politics, and entertainment. They don't really talk about. I haven't seen it. Talk about anything.
That's basically pretty much what they talk about it. But he's right. Like if you're trying to do it right, and then you try to create, like say for example, you take a house and you do multiple rooms, like kitchen, a room, a living room, a pub. You usually have a problem with that word. I didn't even want to say it. But that
she don't call them podcasts like POD. She call them Popcast.
Okay, that. So if you're trying to make different scenario for a different thing, I think that will work, especially not just because people try to do that, but sometimes people have interviews. Sometimes they do making videos like music videos and things like that they can use that scenario to do whatever they need to do.
Right. Right. Because if we had one, we wouldn't be sitting at our dining room table.
All the
time filming video. We'll be in our content creation studio. So
sometimes you would cook over there just to have a different vibe sometimes to your videos.
Right. So let me know who got what on my content creation studio. How much you got on my content creation studio, homie? All right.
So another business ideas that we thought about was vending machines business. That is one that is very popular in the United States, because when we was there, we usually search it. We saw a lot of vending machine, like just regular like snacks. Some other was like a ATM machine and different type of machine that people was doing over there in the United States. Here, I don't hear anybody talking about that. I don't think it's as popular. I think people they have the vending machine here in the same company like Frito-Lay, they already have their product, so they just put the vending machine. In no vending machine, they just put the stand in the colmado or whatever to sell it. But I don't see a lot of people talking about that. I think that would be, depending on what you want to provide, I think that would be a good business, especially where you want to put those machines. That you think in places where that can make work, and then you start that business.
Right. The only thing about the vending machine business, I think people have made money on the vending machine business, but the only downside to me for a vending machine business is that, the only way you could really make some money is you have to have them in, a whole bunch of locations. And then by there being in a whole bunch of locations, you got to be in a whole bunch of locations to make sure you fill them all up. So that's the only downside to it. Or you have to hire people to do it, but then again, that cuts into your profit also. But then what I like about it is that, when we was over in Cap Cana, they had a vending machine that was at the hotel itself. And so instead of having them in places like the barbershop and, companies, you put them in these new, like you said, you put them in these newly built towers. Mm-hmm. And where, when people coming in and out, hey, the one in Cap Cana, you could buy beer. What was it, beer? Yeah, you can buy beer and wine and liquor. Mm-hmm. So, as I'm coming in and I forget to stop by the liquor store, I go downstairs in my vending machine and I can go get my leyenda right out of the vending machine. And then I don't even have to call Uber Eats, because that's typically what I do is I call Uber.
That is an extra expense that you have. Right. But you have the machine right there and you don't have that.
Mm-hmm. You don't have that delivery fee to pay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, that's an idea.
Yeah. I think that is a good idea for somebody that can they put it together, or the thing that you are able to provide. Mm-hmm. And another business idea we thought about it was just the regular restaurants and bars. Those ideas, I think they always work, depending on what you can come up or what you can provide, what different you can provide for people.
Well, I wouldn't say it would always work, but I know what you're trying to say. You're just trying to say that's always a good idea if you could, find the right spot, right product to sell. It's always a good idea. But here in Santo Domingo, and I would probably say in other areas of the island too, especially the cities, the main cities, is that, restaurants and bars are saturated. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of them. But what I would say is that they're missing is, I ain't gonna say they're missing it, but you could, if you wanted to get into that particular type business, is have some type of specialized restaurant or bar, theme bar, something like, like Top Golf. Remember we went to Oyos, that's how you say it?
Oyo,
where, something like that, which they sell food, and they also, they give you some entertainment at that. So if you had some type of restaurant that also provides entertainment, something like Dave & Buster's, I think something like a Dave & Buster's would work here, because they don't even have anything like that over here. Mm-hmm. Like a Dave & Buster's. And there's a misconception that Dominicans like nice stuff. And they will pay, if it's nice, they'll pay the price for it. You know?
You normally hear people say, they are not be able to afford that. Of course, it's a part of the population that will not be able to afford certain things, but there also are a lot of people that can afford. Because if you know, a lot of expensive restaurants that you go here, you wouldn't see nobody here because they are not able to afford it. But on the other hand, you see those restaurants always full.
Mm-hmm. So I agree. The people that constantly say, but Dominicans don't make number $300 a month. Listen, like she said, there are many people that can afford it. And if you're still thinking as if they only make $300 a month, if that's the way you think, man, I'm telling you in the past. Not saying that you're wrong, because there are plenty of them that do make that, but that doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? And most of the people who say that don't even live here. You know what I'm saying? They don't even live here. They don't know anything about, the country and what's going on here, and especially in the capital. People are spending money in the capital. And if you build something or put something here that's high quality, trust me, there's gonna be some Dominican that will patronize it They will spend money on it, and they will enjoy it. But like I say, not everything is that they're not all looking for the plata del dia. You know what I'm saying? They all not looking for plata del dia. You know, a lot of them are looking for others. I wouldn't say a lot of them, but many of them also are looking for something nice.
Yeah, I agree. We see that all the time when we go out. So, another business idea, and I think this is the last one that we have, that he usually talk about it, is tea, because he drink a lot of tea, is tea and herbal, how you call it, bar, that is not bar, it's a store where you can buy those products. Here, most of the time when he need to order some of the tea, he always have to order from Amazon.
Right. Right. Yes. You don't find. Well, I haven't seen it like herbal tea here. So, you know, you can find your regular green tea, black tea, cinnamon and all that type of tea. But, I like to drink thyme tea. I like to drink rosemary, soursop, sarsaparilla, yellow dock, all those type of herbal teas that I have to order from Amazon, or I got to order from some vendor that's over in the U.S. because you can't find that type of tea here. So if you're a person that's into teas, that may be a good business idea to do over here, because Dominicans are health conscious. They are, they like to work out, they like to eat healthy. Again, they got Super Fresh over here. They got, which is equivalent to like a Whole Foods. And then you got, they got these restaurants, Green Bowl and all these, vegetarian type of restaurants, or these green restaurants. So I think that, if you had something like that, that'll work over here. And another thing that we didn't put down there that I think that'll be a good idea is a, what they call like aromas, scents.
Oh, to happen in your house?
Yeah, like the liquid scents that you pour on your little thing, and then you put the candle up under it, and you got
in the burner.
The nice smell. I can't find none of that stuff over here.
You do find it like La Sirena and Plaza Lama, but you find limited flavors. Limited scents. You don't have I remember when we used to go to Alana, that you used to go to a place they have a whole bunch of, flavors that you can even, scents that you can even imagine. But right. Here, when you go to the store, you can find it, but you don't see many. It's the common, probably, the common smell. Right,
because I remember when I flew back to the States and I went to Atlanta, it was this place in the Kroger, and right outside the Kroger shopping center, and they sold all these different scents. I mean, they called them everything, and it was really, and I ain't gonna lie, I stacked up on them and didn't realize till it was the night before it's time to even go, I couldn't put them damn things on the plane because they was liquid. So what I did was I ended up emptying out all, they have the little shampoo and the little soaps and those little bit of things, because you could take 3-ounce bottles on there. I emptied as many of those as I can and got as many of those there and poured as much as I can in it just to bring it back over here. So if you like the scents and aromas, I think that's a good business idea too.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea too. Like we said at the beginning, there are a lot of things that seems to be very simple and that you can find in here. But the things that they are very limited, or that you don't have them as you say, as often, or they are not very popular, because sometimes can be that you were looking for something that one day you found in one store, but then when you go trying to get it next time, then you can find it. Then you need to go around to many different stores trying to find something. So guys, as of right now, these are the business ideas that we thought about it. I'm sure there are some other ideas that they didn't come to mind right now, but I'm sure that some of you probably already thought about some business ideas that they are missing over here, although you don't see it as popular, that you will leave the comment down there to let us know, right? So this is all what we have right now. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also share, and we will see you in our next one. Bye.
Peace.
So the first one we're gonna start with is skilled labor jobs, things like painting, plumbing, electrical. Those handyman jobs, there are a lot of people here that have the skill, but the problem is it is a lot of people that you cannot relate on them.
Rely on them.
Rely.
Just say they're not reliable.
I can say that word. Okay. If you say reliable, it don't come out right. So I'm trying to change it for something that I can say.